Robin here, and I'm back again with another deck review for you. This week I'm going to be playing the Ironskullz boys, and I'm going to be playing those goblins, so it's going to be green versus green in this game, and I've tried not to think about that too much as usual. I have tried to kind of make it more general. I suppose there were some things I might have taken if I wasn't playing the Grots, who knows. But anyway, let's see what we've got. We are playing the fraction rule, which, as you know, or maybe you don't know, means a quarter of my objectives have to be from the warband I'm taking, and then half of my power cards. And I've gone for a 10-10 split today because 11 gets tricky, and then I didn't know what to have. So yes, that's gone for a 20-card power deck. It's actually quite hard now with fraction rules. You've got 10 from the faction you're playing, and then it's nearly 5 of each, and there's so many good cards out there. It's pretty hard to squeeze them in, but I have done it. I wouldn't say this was an optimal deck. I've tried to reduce the number of card sets I've used just because I think that's a kind of thing to do to you guys who are joining the game, but I haven't done that well. I have got quite a few from the new sets, but there are a few from the old sets too. But as I say, it's not optimal, so I haven't gone for the obvious choices necessarily. Sometimes I haven't necessarily gone for the obvious choices, hopefully. Maybe saying, that's a really obvious choice, Robin, I can't believe you went for that. But anyway, so these are my objectives, my 3 Auric objectives. I've gone for biggest and the best because you've got to hope Gurzag's going to kill somebody, so he's in there. I've gone for Call of the War, so to score us immediately card if 3 or more fighters make a charge action this phase. Yeah, that possibly will happen. Score this in an end phase if 3 or more fighters were taken out of action. That's good scrap. Now I'm done hard on good scrap, between good scrap and punch up, and I've went for good scrap in the end, basically because it's 3 or more fighters, so it doesn't happen to be me, and I think punch up requires 2 or more surviving, so if I've got everybody alive, it's hard to score. Advancing strike, I'll be trying to get into the enemy zone and kill somebody, so that's advancing strike is in there. Escalation, okay, that's an obvious card, and I put it in there because that glory is always handy. Massive assault, score this immediately if your fighters deal 7 or more damage in an action phase. So yeah, I'll be trying to do plenty of damage and I'll score immediately there. Master stroke, score if I get anybody on a reaction. Superior tactics, I've got plenty of score immediately objectives in here, and I'll be hoping to get tactician out at the end as a result. Dashed hopes, basically glory if you take out an inspired leader. That's particularly good against the goblins, this one, but I think Aurochs are always going to be after you, regardless of whether you're inspired or not. Something that's a valid card to have. However you are fired up, score the same phase if at least one surviving fighter is inspired, friendly fighter is inspired. I think that's going to be in most decks ever, isn't it? I think. Singled out, score this in an end phase if a surviving friendly fighter has 3 or more upgrades. I do like this card. It tends to score at some point in the game, so that's in there. And strong start. There's a new one for me. It's a score immediately. Score this immediately. The first fighter taken out of action in this enemy round is an enemy fighter. Again, I would hope playing the Aurochs that will happen more often than it doesn't. And my Gabbits, okay, starting with, I've got no spells obviously, because the first time I've played a non-spell warband for a while, but there are no spells, it's all just ploys. I've got having a good time. Choose a fighter, roll an attack dice. If you roll a hammer or a crit, they can make an attack action. I don't normally take this card, I just thought I'd take it, see what happened. Brutal but cunning, play this after a friendly fighter's attack action. You can push that fighter up to 3 hexes. Cunning but brutal is almost the opposite. Well, not the opposite, but it's basically the one where if you can make a move action and then they can make an attack action, which is pretty cool. Leading by example. If my fighter kills somebody, then somebody adjacent. Is it adjacent? Not even adjacent. Another friendly fighter that hasn't already moved or charged can make a charge action. So that's probably worth having too. Especially with Call of the War in there. More chopping. Roll an attack action for the first attack action in the next activation. Always handy to get extra dice, so that's why that's in there. Inspiration strikes. Now, I've only got 5 other ploy cards I can have in here, and it's really hard to know. I was thinking about Hidden Path, I was thinking about Shattered Terrain, various things, but I've gone for Inspiration Strikes in the end. Basically, it's like a more reliable Shattered Terrain, or not more reliable, but Shattering Terrain. I thought maybe I could play that, but in the end I've gone for Inspiration Strikes, although Shattering Terrain does allow me to injure my opponent as well if I push them back. I just settled for Inspiration Strikes in the end. I think I mainly settled for Inspiration Strikes because it cut down the number of packs of cards I used for the warband. Ready for action. Yes, I love ready for action. One of the main reasons for playing this is that I haven't been able to say ready for action for a while, and I miss it. So it's kind of like our channel catchphrase, so I've put that in there in the hope that I can say it. Spectral Wings. Now I'm trying to catch Pete out here. I don't normally play the Orcs as hypermobile. I'm struggling a little bit to play them hypermobile in this game, but Spectral Wings could surprise Pete. We might be extra handy against if I'm close to the old ball and chain, but she's out at the moment, so I don't need to play that. Centre of Attention. Yes, now this is okay. This is a total card because I'm playing the Grots. I have to confess, I just want to get Brutal Swing on Ironskull and then play Centre of Attention, chop lots of goblins to pieces. I have to admit it. I can't deny it. I'm sorry. But that's in there. That would be very cinematic if that goes off. And then finally, I've picked from the main Nightvault war box, gone for Determined Effort. So from there, 5 from my warband box, 2 from the new boxes, and then there's 3. But I only have 2 boxes, 3 cards from 2 boxes from the old cards. The upgrade breakdown is a little better. I've got 5 from my warband box, I've got 1 from the leader pack, and the rest are all from the new game. So I have Aspiring Boss. This is for Hacker. Brutal Frenzy, Hacker and Basher, extra dice when they make a charge action. Brutal Swing for Bone Cutter. Yes, I will definitely be trying to get this one off and attack those goblins. We'll see whether it comes off or not. EADBUTT. This is for Gurzag only, but it does. The target cannot be activated for the rest of the phase. Could be handy if I could. I don't know whether I'd ever risk doing it against the Snurk, but it could be very useful. Wow! +1 damage if I make a charge action. Seize the Day. Now this is a card I've never picked before. It's a leader card. After this fighter makes a move action, but not a part of a charge action, discard this card. They do not gain a move token and consider to a move for the purposes of their subsequent actions. Kind of hoping this would be useful. Who knows? I want to be a bit more mobile. I mean, it does put me up to some risk, but basically it would mean moving without moving. And if I can get Spectral Wings on him, and that's quite a range. And well, we'll see what happens. The FANEWAY Crystal again, similarly trying to get at the mobility, jump to a objective and make a move action. Maybe next to some skulking grots. We'll see. Great Fortitude. +1 wounds, great speed, +1 move. So I didn't even have room for great strength as well, but I have gone ready for the fight. After an enemy fighter's move action, this is part of a charge action, you can push this fighter up to 2 hexes. I can't read. I'm probably not going to have this card in here after all. So ignore that. But what will I have? You know what? I'm not going to have that. I can't read. I thought it said my fighter. I could move an extra 2. I'm not going to have that one. I'm going to have great strength, I think. I'll update you as the game goes live if I change my mind, but I'm probably going to put great strength in there for the last card. So that's my deck. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it useful. Like I say, I think I haven't gone for the twist the knife, the trap and all that kind of stuff. Whether that was a mistake or not, we'll find out on Friday night. So until next time, do keep enjoying your Warhammer Underworlds, and we'll see you soon.